The Daily Code Snippet. ARIA landmarks are used to identify major sections and regions of a document, such as letting the user know what is the main content. Screen readers compile these landmarks and allow the user to jump to that region of the web page to help navigation. The ARIA landmark role attribute can be added to perform this function. Here are some commonly used values for the role attribute. Article. To make an individual or separate content within a main section. Banner, to identify a section with branding information, also known as page heading. Complementary, content that is not directly related to the main content, also known as an aside. Footer, a region at the bottom that typically contains copyright, policies, and contact information. Main, denotes the main or primary content. Navigation, regions that include menus or links. Section, groups together related elements, typically one or more headings, and additional related content. When multiple regions of the same type exist, an ARIA label attribute is added to further indicate a title for that region. The use of an ARIA label with a section element defines it as an ARIA landmark. With HTML5, elements were added that also define commonly used regions. The preference is always to use HTML5 first and then use ARIA for additional clarification if necessary. Header. Nav. ID, main menu, ARIA label, main menu. And nav. Main. Section. ID, section 1, ARIA label, first topic. End section. Section ID, section 2, ARIA label, second topic, end section. Article ID, article 1, ARIA label, first article topic, end article. Article ID, article 2, ARIA label, second article topic, end article. Aside, ARIA label, key takeaways, end aside. Footer. Nav, ID footer nav, ARIA label footer nav, and nav. Prior to HTML5, one would have to do the following. Div, ID equals header, role equals banner, ARIA label equals header. End div. Div, main menu, role navigation, ARIA label main menu, end div. Div, ID main, role main, and div. Div, ID aside, role complementary, ARIA label, key takeaways, and div. Div, ID footer, role banner, ARIA label footer, and div. Div, ID footer nav, role navigation, ARIA label footer, and div. If you are viewing an older site that has not been updated to modern standards, you may see legacy code like this. Another important task to making a website accessible is to declare the language of a web page. This is accomplished by declaring the language in the HTML element by using the lang or language attribute. The lang attribute has predefined values, and here are a few examples. DE, German, EN, English, EN-US, American English, EN-GB, British English, ES, Espanol, Spanish, FR, French, HE, Hebrew, HI, Hindi, JA, Japanese, NV, Navajo, RU, Russian, TL, Tagalog, UR, Urdu, ZH, Chinese. This is how the HTML would look. HTML opening tag, lang equals AR, in quotation marks, HTML closing tag. HTML opening tag, lang equals EN-US in quotation marks, end HTML tag. Closing HTML tag. HTML opening tag, lang equals EN-GB in quotation marks, HTML closing tag. HTML lang equals ES in quotation marks, HTML closing tag. HTML lang equals DE in quotation marks. HTML closing tag. HTML opening tag, lang equals NV in quotation marks. HTML closing tag. HTML opening tag, lang equals ZH in quotation marks. HTML closing tag. So in the first example, we are declaring the language in Arabic, the second in American English, the third in British English, the fourth in Spanish, the fifth in German, the sixth in Navajo, and the last in Chinese. Presented by Designers Learn Code.